It has taken me 10 full months to finally find the next improvement to my trading workflow. I've been stuck trading the Japanese yen pair for the past year and a half, unable to find different strategies that work for different currency pairs and different markets. But finally, after 10 months of hard work, it has finally paid off. Hi, if you're new here, I am Lisa Forex, an algorithmic trader, and I use software to build strategies and expert advisors that trade fully automatically for me. I use a number of tools, one of which is Expert Advisor Studio, and I combine it with Express Generator to help me automate the process. It took me about 1 year to get the hang of Express Generator because the documentation wasn't that good. So that's why I made a whole bunch of YouTube videos explaining in a more structured format how to use Express Generator so others don't have to go through the painful 1 year that I went through. The problem with this tool and many other tools out there that can generate expert advisors for you fully automatically is the high likelihood of curve fitting, which is the biggest struggle for us algorithmic traders. So you can see I've already just kicked off a run, and you can see I've already got 50, 60 strategies. You can see they're pretty good just from a first glance. The problem is these strategies, potentially when you trade them on a live account, they won't look so good. So let me show you a specific example. Here I've got a whole bunch of strategies that I've generated using Express Generator previously, and these were generated using data up to the 1st of January 2019. So if I drag this into EA Studio, and you can see it looks pretty good, doesn't it? So this is data up to 2019. The equity curve looks pretty promising. It's going up and up and up. However, if we take this exact same strategies and we change it to start from 2019 till today, you can see overall they don't perform as well. The first one is a winner, but the other two here are losers. So to combat that, in version 1 of my process, I used 10 years of data to generate expert advisors, and then I would simulate live trading on that for 2 months. And I would repeat that for every single currency pair for every single 2-month period going back a number of years to get an idea of how this process works, to see which currency pairs work best, which settings work best. And each test took me about 45 days to run across all 28 currency pairs. And this is the simulated equity chart that I've been working with over the past year and a half. This is not in sample data. This is all out of sample data, which is simulated live trading since the start of 2022, and you can see it has been generally going up, but there has been a significant downward trend towards the end of 2024, continuing up today to the Feb of 2025. You can see there's about a 6-month stagnation period. The problem with this and what you don't see here is that this is mainly made up of Japanese yen pairs. I could not, using the current workflow, find different the strategies that would work on other currency pairs. I was honestly struggling with this. I made so many different tweaks to my system. My current system was using the 1 hour time frame. I tested different time frames. I tested lower time frames like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 4 hour. I tested different symbols like gold and indices, different take profits, no take profit, no stop loss, and different stop losses. And all of them, every single test failed for 10 whole months. Every single system looked great in the past 10 years, but once I took that system and I simulated live trading for a 2-month period, every single one of them failed and lost money. Except the Japanese yen pair, which seemed to consistently make money using this current process. And then finally, a little while ago, I finally cracked it. I made it to the next level of my own trading journey and seeing really, really good results of other currency pairs in outside simulated live trading. I am honestly surprised at how long it took, a whole 10 months. I thought it would be faster, like 2-3 months. I would find the next incremental improvement to my process, but that's how long it took, 10 months. So from a big picture perspective, this is what the old process looked like. I would take a whole bunch of data, I would use it to generate strategies and expert advisors, then I would retake those strategies and I would put them into out of sample testing, which is pretty much just data that your strategy has never seen before. And then I would run it through Monte Carlo, particularly the parameter randomization feature, where you take that same strategy. For an example, if you're trading a 30 moving average, you tweak it a little bit, say 31, 33, 29, 28, to see if those strategies are still profitable, because in theory, if you tweak a indicator a little bit, it should still be vaguely profitable. So that's what the Monte Carlo test I was using in here was, and I will take that and simulate live trading. So that was the old process. In the new process, I only did just make small tweaks to my EA generation process and the out of sample. The Monte Carlo parameter randomization, I kept the same. What I added was a second out of sample step, which I am doing manually. Up to this point now, I was actually getting a lot of strategies, too many for me to handle and trade. So I wanted to pick just the best. So I introduced another Monte Carlo step before taking these strategies and putting them on a live account. Here is one of the strategies that I managed to create quite recently, and ignore the green bit. So usually the green bit means out of sample, but this is actually almost all out of sample, about 80-90%. So this equity curve is a little bit jagged, but being mostly out of sample data is fantastic. It's not a complicated strategy because you can see it only uses 2 indicators for the entry and it uses 1 indicator for the exit. I know it has passed Monte Carlo testing, particularly the randomized indicator parameters. And then the final check to see whether this is worth using on a live account. I am using Quant Analyzer. Here I do have the paid version, but here I'm showing you the free version to show you that even with the free version, the capabilities are pretty good. So what I'm going to do is load the Excel spreadsheet of all the trades. Select the CSV, press OK and continue. And you can see here that it has been loaded, showing a 8,296 total profit over the past few days. This is mostly out of sample, remember, not in sample. The winning percentage is 58%, with an average win and average loss of about the same. The average loss is slightly higher than the average win. And you can see this strategy doesn't make money every single year. There are some years that it does lose, but overall, we do see a positive equity curve. If I go to the equity chart, that is the equity chart showing the list of trades. And if I switch to a time-based equity chart, now it's going to update. Okay, it's not updated to a time-based equity chart. Oh, there it goes. Update to a time-based equity chart. And if I run a Monte Carlo simulation on it, you can see, okay, it's not that great. There are some strategies down here that are losing, but overall we are seeing profits. So when I get another strategy that also trades on the US Swiss franc pair and I see a better Monte Carlo simulation that goes a little bit higher, then I'll replace it instead of this one. But for now, this is a potential promising candidate for the live account. This was the plan for the original alligator portfolio that I mentioned in the previous video. I wanted 2 Japanese yen pairs and gold and a couple of indices. And currently I don't have any of that, but I will run through my process to see if I can get a gold pair. Right now I have a sort of average USD Swiss franc pair, which is potential, but I'm not too keen on it. I'll put it aside for now while I am building the rest of the portfolio. Once I have built the rest of the portfolio, I am planning to trade it on a trading.com account. If you're wondering what happened to my old trading.com account, well, it died because towards the end of 2024, I was still using commercial expert advisors and a lot of them just died towards the end of 2024. So now I am building up my own expert advisors using the best practices, investing in my own skills to use on a brand new trading.com account. If you're not familiar with trading.com, they are not a prop firm, but a way to access hedge fund capital. And unlike the prop firm business model where they don't make money unless you lose, so they add all these complex rules hoping that you will breach their account so they don't have to pay you. Trading.com is different because the end game here is hedge fund capital. They want you to pass all these challenges to prove yourself and to them that you are a good trader so you can access hedge fund money at the end of the day. So there's only two rules. Don't hit 10% stop loss and hit 20% take profit to go to the next stage. And that's it. There are no other rules. You can trade with expert advisors. You can trade the same expert advisor as someone else, whatever method that makes you money. You have a choice of two brokers, fxtrading.com and MyFX Markets. There are 3 plans that you can choose from: the $1,000 plan, the $2,005 plan, and the $5,000 plan. If you were to take the $1,000 plan, this is what it would look like. You put $1,000 of your own money and Trading.com put in 9K, so you have a total of 10K. When you hit 20% profit target, you get 1.6K in your bank account. Run away, do whatever you want. Now your account is at 20K, and when you trade this 20K, you hit 20% profit target. Now you get 3.2K, and so on and so on. And the last stage, at stage 5, you get 20K in payouts in your bank account. And now at this stage, this is where you are eligible for hedge fund capital. If you made it this far, let's look at the payouts you would have received. You put in $1,000, then you received $1,600, $3,200, $5,600, $9,600, and then finally 20K. Thank you Trading.com for sponsoring this video. Now, me blowing up my very first Trading.com account using commercial expert advisors was just one of the many mistakes that I have made. If you want to hear about the other mistakes I've made, the lessons I learned along the way, and how I have adapted my trading style to learn from these mistakes, then watch this video right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.